probably heard by now several examples of people accusing philosophy of not providing any answers. You have various cosmologists who have TV shows who shall remain nameless. You have various science people who have said that philosophy has provided more questions than answers, and therefore it's just not that useful. You've heard perhaps of certain famous physicists also claiming the same thing, that the time for philosophy is done, that there's no more use in philosophy. The truth is actually really different. The problem isn't that philosophy doesn't provide answers. The problem is that it provides too many, and not all of them can be true. By the way, philosophy is not the only discipline that has this issue. By the way, you might ask yourself, under what intellectual discipline would you answer the question of what use is philosophy, or whether philosophy is any use? Will it be cosmology? No. Cosmology deals with the questions about the relationships between the celestial objects. Physics? No. Physics deals with such questions as the relationship between matter and energy, or even the relationship or the causal relationships between physical objects. Mathematics? No, mathematics deals with the relationships between quantities. History? History deals with what happened in the past and why. So where would you answer the question of whether philosophy is any use? Pretty much the only discipline left is philosophy. So these people who claim that philosophy has no use are making this claim in a discipline that has no use. By implication, then, their conclusion has no use. That's probably not a good consequence. The word philosophy, literally translated, means love of wisdom. Today, we tend to consider wisdom to be something like truth. So, today we think of philosophy as the pursuit of truth, at least usually. Most philosophers are preoccupied with truth and how to know the truth. I'm not saying knowing the truth is a bad thing, but that's not what the ancients considered wisdom to be. Your wisdom had to be true, sure enough, for the ancients. But wisdom was more like knowledge of how to live well, or what we might today call the secret to happiness. I wish I could tell you that this channel, that this video series will be about truth, that I'll be giving you the truth. I'm not saying I don't know what the truth is. Of course I know what the truth is. I'm just not going to tell you. I'm not just being mean or coy. Well, maybe I'm trying to be a little coy. I have my reasons. Look, suppose I tell you the truth. One of two things are going to be the case. Either you agree with me or you're going to disagree with me. If you agree with me, you think, hey, that guy confirms my beliefs, and you stop thinking about it. Or you disagree with me. You think, hey, that guy disagrees with me. He must not know what he's talking about, and you stop thinking about it. Either way, it defeats my purposes. I won't tell you what to believe. What you believe is your choice, and frankly, I don't want that responsibility. You want a hard truth? A cold hard truth? Here's one. What you believe, that's your choice. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. But every belief has a consequence. Every belief has a price. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I'll tell you your price. People will say that philosophy can't provide answers. That's not true. People will say that philosophy can't provide the truth. That's also not true. The problem isn't that philosophy doesn't provide answers or truth. The problem is it provides too many. Now, philosophy is the love of wisdom. Truth, answers, not its greatest uses. I'm not saying it can't do that, but I don't think it's its greatest uses. You might wonder what the greatest use, the greatest wisdom that philosophy can offer. Well, perhaps we'll get to that someday. But in the meantime, there's something that philosophy can very much do. Something that's very immediate. Philosophy can tell you the price for your beliefs. It's up to you to answer whether you want to pay that price. But once you figure out the price for your beliefs, and you figure out whether you're willing to pay that price for what you believe, you know more than you did before about who and what you are.